That is the cheer squad from Episcopal getting us started tonight. Thanks so much, ladies. Great energy right off the top. That is what we need and what we love. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Friday Night Football, the fifth quarter. I am Joe Trahan, and we love to take you with us under the Friday night lights. I'm at Parish Episcopal High School, and it was a serious showdown tonight between two of the best private school teams in all of North Texas. It was a rematch of last year's state championship in TAPPS. We'll get to that in a moment. Great football game. Could have been better. Really great football game for Parish. We'll get to that in a minute, but there's so much more to talk about because we've got crews throughout the area. We've got highlights for you throughout the area. One of the games that we will hit will be our Friday night football game. Mike Leslie was on the call for that one. And let me tell you, folks, he saw an absolute classic between Anna and Prosper Walnut Grove. These two teams know how to light up the scoreboard. They did it tonight for all of you who watch Friday Night Football. And you know what? Without any further ado, let's go ahead and get it to Mike Leslie because that game was that good. I just can't wait to hear more about, what these two teams were able to put on. I mean, I was watching this game. I was kind of checking in back and forth with your game, Mike. But, man, that thing was special.
There was a time tonight, Joe, where if you were watching, you might have been inclined to say, all right, I'm going to go find something else to watch. That would have been a mistake.
Wow.
This was a sensational football game that really kind of came out of nowhere late in the third quarter. You mentioned it. These two teams score a whole bunch of points. Coming into the night, Walnut Grove was averaging in excess of 60 points per game. Anna was averaging close to 42 a game. We expected there to be points tonight, and we expected a final score probably akin to what we got. But how we got there was off the charts ridiculous. Let's go ahead and show you the highlights from this one. This was a terrific football game, and it was Anna that jumped out to the early lead in this one. Up 3-0 late in the first quarter, and Zy Williams, who had 5 touchdown passes on the night and 370 passing yards, hits Michael Kennedy. It was 10-0 Anna on the road. Later into the second quarter, Williams again, this time to Keyshawn Miles for 63 yards and a touchdown. 17-7, Anna with the lead. Walnut Grove would find an answer, and it would find the answer in the form of Cameron Newton. Their stud running back, no relation to the former Heisman winner and NFL MVP, but he plays like there should be, scores to make it 17-14. Right before halftime, play of the night. Williams to Kennedy again, and look at Michael Kennedy tip this ball to himself and haul it in for the touchdown. 24-17, Anna led at halftime. In the second half, they led 38-17, but back comes Walnut Grove. The little pop pass from Hackney to Zayden Crane made it 38 all with 7 minutes left. And then in the final minute, after making another big defensive stop, Newton with his 4th touchdown run of the night, and Walnut Grove scores 28 straight points to come all the way back for a 45-38 win, and the Wildcats remain perfect on the year, 7-0 on the season, 5-0 now their record in this deepest and most difficult district in the state in 5A Division II. Joe Trahan, this team is unbelievable. They won this district a year ago in their first season in a UIL district, and they are in the catbird seat once again to repeat as district champs. It's going to come down to their game against Melissa in a couple of weeks, but a sensational comeback tonight for Tommy Allison's team.
Man, PWG, that's ridiculous. Listen, we knew, Mike, going in that both of these teams could score in bunches, and they did. They just kept going back and forth. What a fantastic ball game, I'm sure, to call. At what point did you realize, I mean, that was an instant classic, Mike. At what point did you realize it was of such?
I think the fumble from Anna after, they made it 38-17, and Prosper Walnut Grove drove right down the field fast. Hayes Hackney, their superior sophomore quarterback who had 2 touchdown passes tonight himself, including the little pop pass you saw a moment ago that tied the football game. He hit a deep shot to Chase Jolly that got them inside the 20. A couple plays later, Cam Newton was in the end zone again. It was 38-24. and on, I believe, the first play of the next offensive series for Anna, Ace Traylor fumbled the football. Kai Beller recovered it for Prosper Walnut Grove, and they had 1st and 10 at the 19. And real fast, it was 38-31. Only double-checking my notes here, 1 minute and 9 seconds into the fourth quarter. That 21-point lead had become 7 real fast, about 4 minutes worth of game time. And that was where Hank Maharis and our color commentator and I looked at each other like, what's happening right now? It got crazy really fast, and Walnut Grove, once they had turned the tide, there was nothing Anna could do about it.
Man, what a fun watch. Listen, this is why we do what we do, folks. We hope that you're tuned in here on WFAA Plus, because it's quality stuff, and that was a quality football game. Hang tight, Mike, because I do want to check back in with you a little later. But let's come back out here to Parish Episcopal now, where this was a rematch of last year's TAPS Division I state championship game, and there was so much going into this game. I mean, many called it the regular season game of the year for private school football here in North Texas, and for good reason, because Argyle Liberty Christian won that state championship, and that snapped a 5-game win streak in the state championship for Parish Episcopal. So let's just say that the Panthers had payback on their mind when this one started. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from this one, because Parish was locked in from the jump in this game. Parish already up 7 in this one, and watches Jonathan Phillips takes it himself. He keeps it, finds room around the right end. His second TD of the game makes it 14-zip. Panthers on top. Now, Liberty Christian would cut into the deficit. Warrior Quinn Murphy scrambles, keeps the play alive, and then he pops one to Cash McCourt. It's 14-7. I'm thinking, hey, we might have a game here. Not so much. Second quarter, Panthers driving and doing major damage on the ground. That's Marcus Hanish, finds a crease, makes a cut, gone. 77 yards. Panthers up 21-7 now. Parish adds to their lead in the second. Lucero goes deep to Jalen Pyle, the Michigan commit. He gets behind the defense for a 55-yard lightning bolt of a TD. Panthers take control up 28-7. And just before the half, Lucero to Siler Cook for the 21-yard TD. 21 points unanswered in that second quarter, and that was really the big deal in terms of this game, as Parish goes on to get a big win over their rival, Argyle Liberty Christian. I've got Episcopal Parish. 3, 2, 1. I've got Parish Episcopal head coach Daniel Navikoff with me now. Coach, you had your team ready to play from the outset. It was apparent. What was the mindset going into this one?
I mean, you could tell they were focused, they were ready, they wanted to get their licks back for last year, and so we put a lot into this. You know, it's fun to see as a coach the stuff you work on all week. You come out and you pull it out of the case, and it works. So I mean, we felt like we were, you know, especially offensively in the first half, everything we kind of dialed up worked, but you know, in the second half, kind of got a little hairy there, but we held it together.
There seemed to be an attention to detail. You know, is that what coaches just love to see, especially in a game like this against a very difficult opponent, an opponent that you got some emotional ties to as well?
Yeah, I mean, well, Coach Wooden, you know, we're friends. He does a heck of a job. I got no hard feelings or ill will towards him, but you know, our kids were definitely dialed in this week. You could tell this meant it was homecoming too. You know, who wants to go to their homecoming and lose? So I mean, I don't know what administrator picked Argyle Liberty for homecoming, but I'm like, what are we doing? Like, because nobody else available. So, but anyway, it's great to give them a win on homecoming.
Yeah, that's pretty fantastic. And speaking of, I still can't wrap my head around the fact that Logan Lucero just turned 15 years old. Coach, how do you put that young man in perspective? Because he's got it, whatever it is, he's got it.
Oh, I mean, he takes it all in good stride, but we humble him in the meetings because he's the freshman. So all the kids in there, you know, we kind of pick on him and keep him, you know, we humble him a little bit. But he's great. He's a great kid.
And then talk about some of the seniors on this team when you think about a Jalen Pyle, this kid, and how they're helping bring that freshman quarterback along and kind of showing him the ropes, and we kind of saw it all come together tonight.
Well, they're great with him. The banter they have back and forth and the rapport they all have. And Jalen's awesome. Jalen, you know, wouldn't surprise me if he was president of the United States one day. He's got that kind of charisma, you know, and that kind of, he walks into a room, he's magnetic personality. So, I mean, it's hard for Jalen not to get along with somebody. That person has to be really messed up if Jalen Pyle can't along with you. So he's great. Logan's great. Jonathan Phillips, I mean, I've never had a 2-quarterback system or heard of it working, but it works great because Logan and Jonathan are great friends. So you see that work. And Jonathan Phillips, let's not take anything away from him. He may be the best football player on this team. So I mean, you got him, Jalen, Tyler Cook, all these guys, and a freshman quarterback. So it's really neat to watch that dynamic in the meeting room as they, all kind of come together. And especially after Sawyer, when he was such an alpha personality, and then you go to this, and it's kind of interesting to watch it all reset again. This is the third time we've had a freshman starter quarterback, so I've seen it 3 times now.
It's amazing to watch, Coach. Thanks so much for a fun night of high school football.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you coming out. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Parish Episcopal, man, they were ready to play tonight. They played a great football game here tonight at Gloria H. Schneider Stadium. And we will talk more about the quarterback, Logan Lucero. He just turned 15 years old, and I promise you, he was out there spinning it tonight. We'll get to him in a moment. But first, let's check out some games from elsewhere around the area. And let's start with the Prosper Eagles taking on the McKinney Lions. Prosper gets the ball first, and they score in the first minute of the game. Braden Emhoff drops off the screen pass to Logan Thompson. He's going to take it, make a move, and then 30 yards later, it is 7-zip Prosper in front. Next Eagles possession. This time it's Bryce Robinson. He takes the handoff, and he knows what to do with it. He gets into the zone. The Eagles were up 14-zip. Prosper adds 2 more scores by the end of the first quarter. One through the air, the other this 10-yard carry by Hudson Bowman. It's 28-zip Eagles after 1. And then more of the same in the second. As Prosper continues to find the end zone, Lathan Lachelet gets his second TD of the game. The 11-yard run makes it 42-0, and the Eagles go on to win that one 59-0, the final there. Duncanville would travel just east of I-35 to take on Lancaster. Duncanville with a 7-3 lead to start the second quarter in this one when Maximus Denson calls his own number, and he's going to go 46 yards. Nice break of a tackle there. Makes another man miss, and he goes into the end zone to make it 14-3 Panthers. Still in the second quarter now, Denson goes to the air this time, hitting Zachary Turner, who breaks 1 tackle along the sideline, then another for a 35-yard Panther score, 21-3 Duncanville at the half. Duncanville up 28-3 in the third quarter, and they'll get another score from their defense. Braden Arnold picks off the Tigers' pass, and Arnold will return it 45 yards for the pick 6. It's 35-3 at that point, and Duncanville gets the win over Lancaster. The final there, 35-10. All right, back here at Parish Episcopal, as I mentioned earlier, I do want to put one player under the spotlight, and it is 15-year-old Parish Episcopal Panther quarterback Logan Lucero. What a night he had tonight, and it started early on the very first drive for the Panthers. He would actually find a wide-open Jonathan Phillips. Do we have that video, you guys? Here we go. All right, there we go. Let's take a look at it. Yes, there's that pass right over the middle as Lucero hits Jonathan Phillips, and that was just the beginning of a fantastic night for Lucero. Watch the ball placement here as he throws a perfect strike to Jalen Pyle, the Michigan commit. That's a 55-yard touchdown right there. And then this play just before the half, as they worked a great 2-minute drill, Lucero is going to hit Siler Cook as he makes a move to get up in the pocket, and then he hits him in stride. Another fantastic throw by the 15-year-old, and I got a chance to speak with him after the big victory. Joining me now, the quarterback for Parish Episcopal, Logan Lucero. Let's just talk about the mindset going into this game. I mean, you weren't on that team, but they lost the state championship last year, so how'd you approach this ball game tonight, Logan?
I mean, honestly, we knew like this game was going to have to start with the O-line, and last year it didn't go as planned, and we knew there was a lot of hard feelings about that, but we did our job, and we were very we did great at practice. Like we paid attention to detail, and I think there was a lot of attention, and we just had to play the game, not the occasion.
So in the second quarter, you guys scored 21 unanswered points. What did you find there? What started clicking, and what made you really start feeling it in that second quarter?
I think, honestly, it was just having time. I say O-line won us this game and coaching. Coach Novikov's a great coach, and, he diced up some great plays, and, glory be to God. Like, at the end of the day, it started with the O-line and it ended with the O-line, and I told him that, and, we were able to execute.
Listen, Logan just turned 15 years old, and he absolutely put on a show tonight. How much fun is this, getting a chance to play on this team and continue to take strides forward in your development as a quarterback?
It's so fun. I mean, just to be able to play for a lot. We got a lot of seniors on this team, and to be able to, play and, execute like we did, it's a blessing. And I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
All right, how would you describe the feeling once the clock hit zeros tonight? What was that feeling?
I mean, it was a great feeling, but at the end of the day, we 24-hour rule. We're gonna celebrate this win. It was a big win since it was homecoming, and then we got another really tough opponent in Prestonwood next week. So it's gonna be a great game.
He's 15 years old, you guys, and he sounds like a grizzled vet. He's using 24-hour rule already. Logan Lucero, we're looking for big things from you, young man. Keep going. Keep going.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I appreciate it. Go Panthers.
Jalen, you guys seemed really locked in. The attention to detail was apparent. What was your mindset going into this game tonight?
It's just another business trip. We know what we have in this locker room, and we felt like our 11 is better than their 11 any day of the week, twice on Sundays.
Tell me about Logan Lucero. I mean, I can't wrap my head around the fact that he just turned 15 years old, and he's out here slinging it like he was tonight. What are some of those special – listen, we know he's a freshman. You can't be too nice, right? But what are some of the special factors about that young man?
He's just a leader. As soon as he got here, kids, grouped around him. He's seen as a leader in the locker room, even though he's so young. And he's just a great person off the field, too. It's somebody that we can all hang out with and all make jokes with. And he's just one of those kids that, next couple of years, he's going to be a 5-star, first overall pick, man. Like, that's the confidence I have in this kid, and he's just proven me right every single day.
And the final thing, when the clock hit zeros tonight, what was that feeling like, especially after what you went through last year in that state championship game against that team?
It meant a lot because everybody was counting us out. But that just made it even better because we knew what we had in our locker room, like I said before. And sitting that clock hit zero, just everything that I've ever worked for, everything that we worked for in the summer, came true. And that's with every game. So we put so much work and hard effort and, toughness and mental toughness every day. Like, seeing that clock hit zero every game with us with a W, like, that's just amazing. You can't replicate that feeling.
Jalen Powell, that receiver, is headed to Michigan, but remember the name, Logan Lucero. He just turned 15 years old, and I still can't believe it. All right, we got more highlights to get to, so let's get you right there. In fact, we're going to go to the big stadium in Mesquite as Mesquite Horn was hosting DeSoto at Mesquite Memorial. DeSoto opens the scoring in this one. It's Eagles quarterback Legend Howell. What a great name, finding Booby Feaster, another great name, who does the rest on this 49-yard scoring pass for a 7-zip DeSoto lead. The Eagles were up 21-zip after one, but Horn finds the end zone in the second quarter when Cameron Williams finds daylight. Williams is going to go 31 yards to the house. Horn rallies to make it 29-13 at the half. But DeSoto adds to its lead in the third quarter with a couple of big plays, including this 96-yard kickoff return. Now, it takes some time to develop, but that's Sarad Baker. He is going the distance for the Eagles. That's going to make it 43-16 as he beats that last defender and gets into the zone. Then DeSoto just continues to pour it on early in the fourth. Sarad Baker again, this time on the receiving end of a Legend Howell pass for a 54-yard Eagles score as DeSoto wins it 57-30. Wow, what a fun night of highlights, what a great night of high school football. But when you get under the Friday night lights, it's not just about football. We like to make sure we include the cheerleaders, and we also like to include the band. So it's that time. Let's strike up the band. For about 20 more seconds. There you go, the Parish Episcopal drum line there, getting it done. Fun night all around, and did they ever have a fun night in this 56-28 victory by their school. All right, let's bring Mike Leslie back in before we get out of here, because we had so much fun on Friday Night Football tonight. Mike, I got to know what's up next. Who you got next week?
Next week should be a lot of fun. Two really good football teams in 5A Division I, and two teams we have never spotlighted before, which makes it fun, too, because we'll get a good chance to go see two towns that we don't ordinarily see. West Mesquite and Carrollton Creekview. Creekview undefeated on the year. West Mesquite 6-1 on the year. Both teams undefeated in District 2 of the top 3, maybe the top 2 teams within that district. Should be a really fun one next week on Friday Night Football, and a game that I'm very intrigued to see play out because, again, it's teams that we haven't seen normally, and it's two teams that are both big time on the come up lately, very recently kind of bursting on the scene. They get their moment next week.
That sounds great. Great stuff by you. Great call, great fun, great game. Wow, Anna, Prosper Walnut Grove just put on a show for us. All right, folks, we're going to wrap it up here because, listen, that's what we do here on WFAA Plus. We give you high school football on Friday nights. It's a ton of fun. We hope you enjoyed it. It was certainly fun to share it with you, and we'll see you here next Friday night at 11:40 on WFAA Plus. I'm Joe Trahan. Have a great football weekend, everyone. Enjoy.